There we
You good to go? Welcome to our March Board of Directors meeting. This meeting is being recorded. It will be loaded onto our website at a future time. You can access this meeting either in person or Zoom. A call to order per ORS 192.610 to 192.690. And per ORS 192.650. Invocation is by Chaplain Nicholas Costello.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for those that have dedicated their time and their effort and their lives to serve this community. Father, we are all blessed because of their efforts, because of the time that they would even spend this evening to work on some problems and some difficulties and all of the budgets and things that are involved here with running this fire district. Lord, we thank you for those that are online that care enough to watch and want to be a part of this as well. So guide our thoughts and our efforts, and may they really bring about some good changes and some good things that will happen for this district. Thank you for each one's sacrifice, again, for their time, for their giving, and for all that they're doing here. Protect our department. Thank you for our leadership. Thank you for those that you've raised up here on this board and for their time. And we ask your blessing now on this meeting in Jesus' name. Amen.
Excellent. Pledge allegiance.
to the United States and to the republic which stands one nation, under the soul of the system.
Call Silva.
Here.
Director McAdoo. Present. Director Oliver.
Here.
Director Day is absent. And Director Miller is here. Any changes to the agenda?
Yes. Item B6 would be the George Station septic tank replacement.
Okay. Thank you. Business items, consent agenda, accept and approve the February 15th, 2024 meeting minutes and approve bills to be paid as presented.
I make a motion that we adopt the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
I got a motion by Director Silva and a second from Director Oliver. Call for the vote. Director McAdoo? Yes. Director Oliver?
Yes.
Yes.
And Director Miller is a yes. B2, signage for district vehicles. Any update on it?
Still scheduled for me.
Okay. I wanted to bring up, did you know we have signed people here in Esticator? Okay, did we get quotes from them?
Did we get quotes from the Estacada shops? Yeah, so we're doing, I'll show you what we're getting.
Okay. I was just wondering because Lake Custom Printing, and I believe Whitney Signs can do that too. So,
Whitney Signs does not.
okay, well, Custom Printing does.
Lake we use quite a bit, but we're having a hard time with Lake giving us invoices, receipts, estimates on what it's gonna cost. And then I get that, take a look at what we're, it's kind of hard to see because it's an overlay of the picture, but it's called Ghost Graphics.
Oh, yeah.
And basically it's reflective, but that's the general look of what you're gonna see.
So putting on a low.
I think that was gonna be instituted into it, but they didn't have, they needed a high resolution logo for it, so.
I believe as much as possible, we should try and use local vendors as much as possible, because they are supporting the fire district. So that's why I'm shooting out that question, so.
No, that's a valid question, and it's definitely something we try to do, but it doesn't always work.
Okay.
Lake, we've done a lot of business with, but man, we're struggling with them for pricing and invoicing like we need to have. So most of this stuff that we've had done, most of what you see for uniforms, they've done probably the majority of it, but it's a struggle at times.
I just wanted to bring it up. I didn't know if you thought about it, but
Whitney signs, yeah, we use them on regular.
Okay.
They're actually probably for the summer, looks for that kind of stuff.
I just thought I'd ask, 'cause it's been a while, but I've seen logos on vehicles that Lake Printing has done, and it looks good. They do a good job. But I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anything else?
We did use Shelley, remember the guy that did the gold leaf? On a few of the engines?
Oh, yeah, wasn't
He
he?
killed himself.
That's right, he did, yeah. He was in Bourne.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe 1, 2 years ago.
Yeah, something. Yeah, that was a shock.
Yeah.
E3, Fire District EMS Transport.
Had another meeting with Bill Conway from Clackamas County EMS as far as what our next steps are and trying to move that direction. I'm at the point where I need to have a meeting with Dr. Stone, our supervising physician, and get some direction. I was gonna ask the board for some formal direction tonight, but I'm not gonna go there just yet. So I'm gonna save that for the next meeting. We'll talk about that prior, but not yet.
Okay.
So more to come. Still would like to get some more good data, more good information about it. And then we've got no shortage of other things going on here, so.
Are we capturing the data it takes for an ambulance to get here?
Unfortunately, we don't have it, but county EMS does.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be getting me that information of what the response times are, what the on-scene times are, transport times. Now, I expect to have that before the next meeting.
I really want to see some sort of business plan or something before we jump into this to make sure that we got everything, all those outlying factors.
There's some steps I have to take with the county before we can even get to that. So that would be the point of the next.
We talked about this several times the past, several times while I was still working here. And it just, I didn't pencil out. Now, things could have changed.
We've had a lot of population growth since
Yeah,
then.
but it
so-
showed where there was a lot of loss.
Yeah.
Have you checked with, say, Canby, Molalla?
Yeah, so there actually is there is a piece for that. Again, I'm waiting on county EMS to give it to me. But it has to do with the demographics of your population, who's insured privately versus publicly and all that. So
Okay.
when I started digging into this, I looked at Eugene and I looked at South Lane, just kind of at random because they both transport. And I don't know how Eugene stayed in business because that transport business is killing them. South Lane is making money hand over fist.
Yeah, they're the only successful one in
So-
Oregon, I think.
Well, there's more of them, but
Jefferson County is successful.
it just comes back to how they're made up with the population. The initial report I got back was that, yeah, you guys should be in that, but I need to see it and I don't have it yet.
One time we looked at public-private partnership, that an ambulance company would put an ambulance with one paramedic, and then we'd furnish the other one. And that was gonna go at one time with,
Yeah.
no, it was,
Not Metro.
it was Metro, the last.
No, we were like negotiating it, and I think it was AMR that came up. I mean, Metro came out and did a presentation too, but I think it's AMR that originally was offering maybe putting a paramedic in a rig there, if I remember
Well,
correctly.
it was, Metro West, because they guaranteed we was gonna do it, and they had to put the proposal in the county for the county ambulance. And AMR put theirs in. Metro West showed up 5 minutes late on the day that was supposed to be done. Can you
That's right.
imagine that? There's a big business, man.
And if you don't know, Metro West just got, taken away Washington County. They're only 911 responder. They're no longer a response agent.
But AMR took over that
Yeah,
county,
sure.
and that doesn't seem to make sense. They're lacking in Portland, but yet they take a bigger. piece of the pie.
Because Washington County only requires a paramedic and an EMT
Okay,
Portland has always required 2 paramedics, and the problem is a shortage nationally
Yeah.
for paramedics.
But
Because
now
you have to-
Metro West is, being subcontracted to by AMR, so there's actually Metro West units running around now in Clackamas County.
We had one here last week.
Yeah, there was up there at Western Pines.
Yeah, for that reason, there's a lack of paramedics to go around, so.
Yeah, thanks for letting me put my 2 cents in.
Yeah, more to come on that. I need the information and that's really where I'm at. Don't want to start pulling the trigger until we got some good data.
Tiptoe into this.
Right.
E4, board planning workshop. I feel that we should have one of these at least once a year. Some of the things that just pop in my mind is, we just got the ISO report back. I think we need to dive into that a little bit better, see what it would take for us to get to a 2. I've been looking at a lot of numbers on that and I think it's achievable. Another one is I think we need to discuss strategic plan. I don't know if you got that SDAO questionnaire to fill out, or what we all. On there, it says to strategic plan, and I'm like, okay, how do I answer this? Ours is so old. So I think we should. I don't know when you guys want to do it. I know we're heading into budgeting. So there's gonna be more time there too. But I think we should do it.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and maybe the next board meeting, we could bring back some ideas of what we discuss in that. And so that way we kind of have an agenda for that meeting.
When will we be wrapped up on the budget? Probably the end of May, right?
Yeah, I think we're hoping to be done with the budget by the May board meeting, so.
So we'll do a workshop in June.
Okay.
Yep.
We can verbally agree to that now, and then we can hash that over after we bring some items
Okay.
together that we would actually put on it.
Yeah.
Whatnot. So,
Put that down.
You could start picking a date, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be out of town sometime in June.
let's do it June 16th. That's my anniversary.
You want, wow, that's not.
They got to-
I'm not the expert, but I do know your wife. I think she deal with
We
this.
spend a lot of time together now,
Oh,
so.
So I think the second week in June is pretty good for me. Or even partway into the 3rd week.
Third week will be your board meeting, so.
Yeah.
Stack it, but.
Yeah, actually, it wouldn't be bad to do it second week and then follow it up with the board meeting.
Okay.
So you
So,
want to tentatively plan the 13th?
13th of June.
I got that open. So
okay,
what time? 6? Same as this?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Good with that.
I think so. I mean, it's a Thursday there. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
All right, we'll pencil it in for the 13th. If things change, we can circle back to it.
Okay.
E5, chief contract discussion, appointment of 2 board members. When Matt called me today, he said he wasn't gonna make it. He said that he would be willing to do it. And he would be willing to accept it, so I'm just stating
Okay.
that. So, and I wouldn't mind doing it. I don't know what anybody else, so we just need to appoint 2 people for the chief.
I had a question that are all 5 board members, even though we picked 2, are we gonna be able to put input in?
This is all gonna have to be done open session.
I know it.
Okay,
That's
so.
what I wanna make. sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, the 2 board members are just gonna meet with the chief, get what he has, what he wants. And then, obviously, you say it was me and Dave. I couldn't go call Ken, I couldn't call you, couldn't call someone. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just basically gonna be presenting that at the next board meeting.
Okay.
So, anyway. So who we gonna appoint?
I'll make a motion to have you and Day do it.
Okay,
You guys are up for that?
yeah, I'm good with that.
I kind of was interested in it, but you guys, looks like you already got it set up.
Well,
No, I don't know
I didn't-
anything about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I didn't know
no,
anything about that either.
yeah, no, I mean, I just, when Matt called me, I said, hey, you're gonna miss this, so if somebody appoints you, are you okay accepting that? And he said, yes. So I hope I didn't steer that to Day and I, that was not my intent.
Oh, okay.
So we can start over if you want.
No, I guess that's okay. When you was talking about it, I was gonna say, well, I didn't know about Matt yet, but
Okay,
I would be interested in sitting in that, but you guys already got it, so.
okay. So I have a motion by Oliver, I need a second.
Yeah. I'll second it, yeah.
Okay, and a second by Director McAdoo. I'll call for the vote. Director Silva,
Yes,
Director Oliver,
Yes,
Director McAdoo,
Yes,
and Director Miller's a yes. I will reach out to Matt and tell him it's him and myself, and then we'll get a time scheduled with you, chief.
Okay.
Okay? B6, septic tank replacement for George Station.
I'll run with it or you want me to?
I can run with
how
it.
deep is this gonna be?
Oh,
How deep are we gonna be in this?
I think 18 inches is about the
Yeah.
average.
so we've had issues up there. Dick Youngberg has been involved in it. We actually ran some camera stuff. When probing, I probed through the septic tank,
Through it,
through it,
into the dirt?
through the dirt, through the steel.
Okay,
And then we dug up the D box and I had Dick go in, he flushed toilets, ran water. It took 15 minutes for water to get into the D box. So that tells you there's an air void in that tank. So I've been worried about it collapsing ever since. We've had issues with the placement of that tank to the well. I've been dealing with the same guy that replaced the one down at the Eagle Creek Grange. We got the well log. And that well was drilled with the intention of it being that close. It's a deep well and it's sealed for 50 feet. So Cody from Johnson Septic Tank Service got with Clackamas County and they approved replacing that septic tank. So I got a verbal that it's gonna be $10,500 to do it. That's the same thing he charged at the Grange. 3 to 4 weeks. I'm just fearful that it's gonna cave in and then we have no use up there and then we're into a reactive
should
situation.
we caution tape that thing out? I mean, caution tape around,
Yeah, we could. Yeah,
just so
Yeah.
visually people can't, they're
Yeah.
gonna walk up to it. and go,
Yeah, we could do that. So we want to move forward with it as an emergency
Sure.
replacement.
Yeah.
We can run it through capital, we'll be fine for the finances. And then, yeah, obviously it needs to be taped off and cleaned, but
Yeah,
Don't bring any of your equipment down to the substation, please. Okay.
you're gonna get
We're good.
bids on this?
as an emergency repair, we would go with what we got.
Got a local company and we got one in, on Elwood.
so here's what the issue is. This was a real huge mess, and Dick can testify to that. Cody took it on himself to meander through all the bureaucracy and everything to get it taken care of. It was always no, no, no. We were looking at having to put an ATT system in or a holding tank, 3,000 gallon holding tank, and we figured at the usage with the volunteers up there, we'd probably have to pump it every 4 months. An ATT system, you have to have an annual contract, plus it's like 70,000 to get put in. So the way I look at this is if we got a green light from the county, we need to jump on it quick. So, before anybody up there retires, quits, whatever, and then we have to start off with somebody else. So,
Yeah, I did mine. My steel tank was 50 years old. And the bottom was all gone on and it'd been leaking in the ground.
Yeah.
But ours was $7,200, but that was 3 years ago, so that's probably a good.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you need from us exactly?
I would need a motion to move forward.
Okay.
To do the repair, up to 10,500.
And then,
I make a motion to replace the septic tank for $10,500 up at
Okay.
George.
I second it.
Okay, and a motion by Director Oliver, and a second by Director Silva, call for the vote. Director McAdoo,
Yes,
Director Oliver,
Yes,
Director Silva,
Yes.
and Director Miller is a yes. Staff committee reports. Chia.
February was a little slower, 93 calls. Which is not uncommon for February, but. They did have a number of car crashes, one involving Life Flight at Springwater and Hayden Road. Let's see, plan review is busy. Fire Marshal's office has done a number of subdivisions, number of them here in the city and some for the county. So it tells us that, building's about to pick up again. There were 6 subdivision plan reviews, that right? So it doesn't really look like it's gonna slow down anytime soon. Firefighters Matt Diamond and Jennifer Sell successfully completed their 1-month academy in February and are now on shift. They're here today. Cam Vag is volunteer of the month and had the privilege to promote Captain Aldridge to Battalion Chief Aldridge, effective March 1st. So he is CEO of Support Services. Lieutenant Mike Platts completed his training, so he's now a duty officer. We have 2 new students that are expected to start here around the end of March, which will fill out our student firefighter program again. Great. And we have a mini hybrid firefighter academy about to start up with 4 new volunteers. With 4 new volunteers, that's pretty much gonna keep us maxed out. We had a number of volunteers with some recent EMS certs, which now gives us 13 volunteer EMTs, 15 volunteer EMRs, and 4 volunteer paramedics. It's very cool, very cool. We are soliciting heavily for donations for fireworks, so feel free to open the wallets tonight. If you know anybody that would be willing to donate to that, we're definitely looking. We hosted the Chamber of Commerce meeting here at the fire station. We had a C800 meeting yesterday, and they're still going through their budget committee process. Nikki's been sitting on that, and they're having a 3rd meeting. It has to do with Motorola pricing and financing and rates. They're dragging that out, but the big news out of that came that PGE reassessed the site. They have 2 ways they bill. There's a primary and a secondary, and for whatever reason, they've been billing as a secondary forever. And they decided to change that to a primary, which was a 392% increase, and they want a back bill for the last year, which comes out to lots and lots of money. And this is for 1 site. So we don't know why they're doing it for the 1 site, but if this is their intent to do it for every site, it's gonna be unaffordable. So we're not sure where that's gonna go, why that happened.
Where's that site at?
I can't remember which one that was. Maybe I have it in my
what do you mean site, what is that?
radio site.
Oh, so.
A lot of stuff going on about liability with the power lines and everything else.
Oak Grove Butte. 45-200 Southeast Highway 224. Yeah, so we went from, for example, on January 29th, bill was $665. They want to change that to $2,611. And each one of those is tremendously bigger.
So who
they're gonna,
who pays for this?
this is the C800 group,
Oh,
so effectively the
C800.
fire departments do.
Okay, we all pitch
Yep.
in for it.
Yeah, it'll result in a tremendous cost that isn't reasonable. So why they're doing it, we're waiting to hear back. Mark Buchholz, who's running this thing, he's been making calls, and they keep kicking him down to the next person, and so, till we can figure that out. I expect to know more at the next meeting, because that was obviously a shock.
Do you think it's wildfire liability?
Huh?
You think it's wildfire liability?
Probably.
I've been reading from some people that I know that are high in power distribution have been telling me some stories. So,
We finished the assistance to firefighters grants. We did one for training props for $205,000. We did another one for hose nozzles and appliances replacements for $226,000. So now we wait. That could be anytime between now and September. Annual award banquet is coming up last Saturday in April. Planning is well underway for that. And CCOM meeting, user group yesterday also, which we do every month, follow C800 meeting. We're doing a study to look into having CCOM become its own entity and not be under the county. The county is not increasing their share this year, but next year we were told to expect a 46% increase. That's not a sustainable item for us either, so we're gonna have to spend money to find out if it's gonna save us money, but that's the next step. So whether it's standalone, we'll see from there. If that's not reasonable, then we may look at going to a different entity, but
Would they start their own company or have another company buy them?
who's that?
CCON.
CCOM is run by the county.
I know that, but if they're trying to be their own entity.
They would be, so they would basically rent the facilities that they have now, and then they would have their own overhead.
Right, so they'd be their own company.
Right.
I wonder if a company would buy them. Private company would buy them. No.
No. It'd be more like, WAC in Washington County, so you'd have different layers of governance for it. Somebody from here would probably be appointed to the E-board based on who wants to do it in this group.
Yeah.
More to come on that, but, it gives you more control, versus, falling under the county where whatever they tell us, that's what we're stuck with. I think it's a better model, and I think it would serve us well down the road, but we'll see what that study comes back like.
It might run like a real company.
It could. Good. Let's say we're trying to pay for a new courthouse. Okay. Let's see what else. That. I lost my thought. I think that was it though.
I've got a couple questions. On the fireworks.
Yeah.
That's in our wheelhouse now, correct?
Yes.
So I haven't been to town lately, but it used to be that there was always these big bang donation things at Ace and everywhere. Are those getting out?
Yeah, those will come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, those were successful. We had like, Eagle Creek, we had them down there and they matched whatever got put in them. So,
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then one other thing, meeting with Peter Geisler regarding audit journal entries.
Leaving after the finance report.
Okay, so that's where we're at now, Nikki.
Yeah. So that meeting was Peter and I going over the audit journal entries from the last audit to make sure that they were all entered correctly, so that it's not another finding for this fiscal year.
Okay, good.
So crossing my T's and
So
dotting my
being
I's.
proactive there, thank you.
Yes. I do want to talk about the monthly budget overview and how we have the line items shown. There are some that you will see that go negative. And this is for our effective budgeting process to know where we need to add money in the budget and where we need to take money from in the budget. It won't be read at the end of the fiscal year, so don't let that concern you. But we do need to know where we're spending more and spending less. And it's a common question that I'm getting asked, so if anybody needs clarification on that, I'm happy to answer.
So like the station improvements with that one going in the red, that's probably redoing the tile and everything like that, that was a huge chunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see those individual line items change because as things get classified correctly in the budget, it's gonna affect that. I can't do the budget correctly for the next year if we don't have the right information in there, and that's what this is affecting. We've got to where we sit down about quarterly and we go over the expenditures and how they're classified in the budget.
And then see the 24-25 value growth estimate of the county. And our estimated growth in assessed value is 6.5 to 7%. Oh, you did hear about that.
No, no,
Always in the
no,
know.
I think it was one of the,
Which Congress?
Yeah.
Congressman called me directly. It was me. He delivered the mail.
Heard about it at one of the breakfasts.
Yeah. I had 2 additional checks. That's why everybody has an updated check log. There was 2 additional checks
Thank you.
that just somehow didn't get in this sheet. So they're highlighted in green, and that is it.
Do you have any public comments?
What is this?
That's your ISO report.
Okay.
Okay, no public comments. Any board comments?
Breakfast this month,
Oh, just last Saturday, I missed it, I had to go somewhere else. Um. First Saturday of the month, spring water drain.
Okay.
That's always a fun event. You get to meet all your neighbors and friends from the community that you don't get to see all the time. So that's always a fun, that's 7 to 11. I don't know if you wanna go, but Lincoln Day dinner is at the Monarch this Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, the Republican Party,
Oh, okay, okay.
they call it the Lincoln Day dinner because
Okay.
President's Day. So I'll be attending that, catching up with politicians.
Were you gonna bring up what we were gonna, what you and I talked about? Or you wanna do that another time?
Refresh my memory.
Palm Springs?
We want your opinion now.
About board attendance.
Yes.
I think we should, probably be good, or you want to, yeah, let's do it. All right.
So I want to tend water this summer. That was something that getting involved here that kind of evolved. But I'm worried about missing board meetings. I talked to Ken about this and Ken said, well, you know, I want to go on a cruise and I want to go to Palm Springs. And, you know, you've done it and zoomed in. The cruise you went on, you could not zoom in.
Yeah, it didn't work very well.
And the Palm Springs, there's no video of you,
Yeah.
which is fine. We don't like seeing your face all the time.
That was by choice.
That was by choice. Angel did that, yeah. You don't know this, but we actually paid Angel to do that, so anyway. So basically, just to be open and transparent, just Ken and I feel we just need to have a discussion about this and see what everybody feels. So,
I think it's important for you to have a life. And if you and your spouse were gonna go on a trip, I think that if it's scheduled ahead of time and we can have a quorum. I mean, that's why we have a quorum of the board. So I think, you know, scheduling and being gone 12 months out of the year, that's.
Well, I think he's being selfish. He wants to go play with water tenders in the woods, not take his wife with him.
That's still kind of vacation for him.
my issue is that, you know, we were elected to do this position. And if you're not gonna be here, then how does that look in the community? That's what my issue is. So we don't have to land this anywhere, just,
Something to have as a discussion,
yeah.
but get it out of, get it out to everybody and,
I know over the years, I've always tried to plan my vacation around board meetings. Once in a while, I couldn't make it, but most of the time, that's where I looked at it.
you got the electronic world that can
Yeah. we
put
got
you in a
that.
meeting from anywhere too. I think it's important that I take time out of my fun time if I'm out of town to be in a meeting that's on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's not very much fun because people can't hear me. Silva harasses me even more than.
All right, well, we just wanted to discuss that a little bit. Anything else? Board comments? Okay. Correspondence, SDIS 2024 Best Practices Program.
Yeah, I saw that. And, pop up, can you send us email? Because they're gonna reach out and we all get a lot of those SDA. Be good to take those and they're from Angel. Oh, I should read.
Yeah.
To remind people, should do this, should
I think we're
Yeah,
working
that's-
out a survey that should get that.
We got till November, I was looking that over
to get that, all that,
And
On
then
the
I was
survey?
reading in there,
No.
one board
all
member,
those 2%.
I read in there,
The discount.
Yeah.
one board member should be responsible for filing that, did you read that? Just read the heading of the letter, cause after I
Missed
went
something
home.
here.
What's that?
Well, I've been having a lot of issues with my emails from here for some reason. You'll email me? I'll get it later.
Did Carrie dig into that for him?
Yeah, he made some changes yesterday.
Anyway, look for the
Yeah,
best practices and get on there when you can.
Okay.
Gets our discount.
All right, I'm gonna look into that. and If I don't have it, you can resend it then? Okay.
Do some training.
Yeah, I had to take boardroom dancing last year.
Oh, keep in mind that there will be training coming out for that new house, though. We just haven't developed it yet, but that's gonna be one that we all.
That's what, 7805?
I can't remember the number, but yeah.
40, something. Okay.
Got conferences coming up in the fall, I think. Yeah,
Get discount for that as well.
yeah.
their STL has the one in the spring.
Yeah, they didn't have one in February or something.
Yeah, they want to go with our annual one, it's November.
Or TDA, oh, TDA has one.
Yeah, that's it. Those are the,
Yeah.
those are the two we like to attend.
Community items, Easter egg hunt, Saturday, March 30th at 11 a.m. And is that up at Quackensure?
That is at the high school football field,
Oh, it is, okay.
thing we did last year.
We're not pounding stakes into the,
Yes,
Here we are.
frowned upon.
yeah,
Those days are gone.
yeah, no more pounded stakes, it's on the football field.
Anybody else have any other community items?
Angel, could you send me an invite for the June 13th and for the egg hunt? Like, calendar invite, thank you.
You could do maybe the June 13th.
Do you wanna, Matthew, do you wanna be the bunny this year? Cause they got that suit.
Anything you need me to do?
Okay. So they need somebody to put the suit on.
Okay,
Sure.
Oh, no, Morgan's gonna have the bunny suit on again.
Is he Morgan?
Yeah, when he first started, he had to wear the bunny suit, so he's
He's just taking it
almost
off.
done as a student, so this is how he has to get out.
Great, that's great. Initiation. What's Morgan's last name?
Esther.
Esther. He's related to Esther's over in St.
Okay, they got coming back. How many times? They got coming back, getting.
Make sure you got a couple pages this year.
Another thing I wanted to bring up is, there's a community breakfast every Thursday morning at the community center, starting at 8:30. So if you want to connect with community members, why, everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a member.
Well, if that's it, our next our regular board meeting of directors will be held April 18th, 2024 at 6 p.m. and we're adjourned.
Good.